guys, it's your girl Alondria Haynes back with another video, and this is your girl. I just said my name, Alondria Haynes. And if this is your first time seeing my face, then please like and subscribe, and just watch all the crazy things that I do because I'm busted, you're busted. So let's just be busted together. Let's just do this together. So I just wanted to show you guys my wash and go. Now this is day 4 hair. Now I'm not gonna explain what product I use because you gotta watch that video first. I don't know what's gonna come out first, but that product combo works good. So if you haven't seen the video, please look at it. But this is day 4 hair, and let me tell you, my curls are still popping, and I got volume and definition. So if you want to see how I get defined curls, keep my hair defined, and my wash and goes popping, please keep watching, because I know some of these tips you're not doing, because I wrote them down. I wrote down like, what, 10, 12 tips that you can be doing for your natural hair, because I know you ain't doing it. And you think that's why your wash and goes ain't working, because you ain't done these tips. You ain't done these tips. That's why your wash and go ain't looking the best. So I'm here to tell you guys 11, is it 11? I don't know how many, but I'm gonna tell you guys all the mistakes that you need to be fixing to get your wash and goes popping for type 4. Well, honestly, this is correct for any hair type, but for any hair type, to get your wash and goes popping. So if you want to hear some of my tips, then please keep watching, and I promise you, if you're gonna learn this might be something that you already done. This might be something new to some people, or this is like, oh, a friendly reminder that you probably need to redo this again, because that's why your wash and goes ain't looking good. And this is how I know my wash and goes ain't looking good, because I'm like, let me go back and do my steps, okay? Okay? So let's begin. Okay, so my very first tip is pre-pooing, detangling your hair properly. I know some people do not like the pre-pooing, but I do like pre-pooing when I know I'm gonna do a really good long longevity wash and go. I think it's so crucial to make sure all your hair is tangled and your no knots in your hair. Some pre-poo stuff, like using just like daily conditioners, rinse out conditioners, oil, anything to really just detangle your hair before you get in the shower, because you don't want to do it with your wash and go and your hair's still matted, your hair is tangling. You'll create even more knots. So I think it's very, very important to make sure your hair is detangled before you go in doing your wash and goes. And up next is very important, is you need to wash your hair, period. Like, you don't need to use no co-wash. Hell, you don't even need to use no moisturizing sulfate free shampoo. You need to get in and clarify your hair. Clarify your hair. I'm telling you, the best curl popping ish is doing a bentonite clay and ACV. And I'm telling you, your hair is going to be so defined and so cleansed, and your scalp's gonna be so refreshed that when you do your wash and go, your hair is gonna keep that form. It's gonna freeze in place. I feel like the maximum hydration method really works for wash and goes, because you are implying the ACV, that bentonite, the hydration. Like, it's just all amazing. So I do recommend, if you have not washed your hair, or if you haven't even clarified your hair, is to get you some bentonite clay and ACV and put that all through your hair and let it sit. And I'm telling you, your curls are going to thank you. And if you already use the bentonite clay and ACV, just get a shampoo. Just go ahead and wash your hair, because I feel like co-washing for me is like a midweek wash than more than like a weekly wash. Because co-wash is just gonna get that first layer build up. You guys to get in there. Okay, if you want your products to go through your strands, you guys to get all the way to the Clarify, to the ACV, to the sulfate shampoo. Ain't nothing wrong with sulfate if you're using it right. That's all I gotta say. So I'm telling you, get you some bentonite clay and ACV, and you'll thank me later. You're welcome. And up next is, I feel like I sound like a broken record when I'm saying this, is you need a deep condition. You need a deep condition. I don't care if you're doing a twist out, braid out, blow out, your hair straight, wavy, curly, bald. You need to deep condition your hair. Deep conditioning is a step that I think is important. People always ask me is how I keep my hair moisturized. People always ask me, oh my God, how do your curls stay so defined? I deep condition every week. I deep condition my hair every single week. You don't have to buy a lot of deep conditioners. You can get like a nice little protein balanced deep conditioner all-in-one, like the Maya Organic Deep Conditioner, the Texture ID Deep Conditioner. Like those deep conditioners have protein and moisture in both of them. So if you don't know what to start off with, I just named you 2 awesome deep conditioners you can try. I mean, deep condition your hair, honestly. And then if you take a step further, then using some heat. Because I'm telling you, when you deep condition your hair and you rinse that bad boy out and you get ready to do your wash and go, your hair is going to thank you. Your hair is going to be like, ooh, all this moisture. My coils are so moisturized, and it's just I'm drinking all this up, all these nutrients, and now I'm ready to apply the products. So I'm telling you, if you have not deep conditioned your hair in, like, I want to say a week, go deep condition your hair. Just go ahead before you go to the next step. Pause this video, grab some deep conditioner, apply it to your hair, and then come back and watch this video, because you need to deep condition your hair. I have people be like, oh my God, I don't have time. You always have time. If you spend 4, 5, 10 minutes in the shower, just put some deep conditioner in your hair. Just go ahead and put it in while you're in the shower. Let the steam open your pores, and boom, you deep condition. Because sometimes I have to do that sometimes too. I don't have all the time in the world, but I make time. You make time what you want to make time for. That's on period. Okay, that's on period. Up next is number 3. You have not applied your leave-in conditioner in the shower. So after you deep condition your hair and you rinse all that nutrients out, you need to apply leave-in conditioner. Like, you're applying your leave-in conditioner on dry, damp hair. You should be applying your leave-in conditioner all the way on soaking wet hair while you're in the shower, while you ain't even step out yet. Honestly, that's what I do. I know I have high porosity hair, and I got this from a low porosity girl tip, that this helps them keep the moisture in their hair, but it really works for all textures and all porosities, because when I tried it, my hair was moisturized. Like, I did not have to really apply any more water because I already had that moisture layer already in my hair. So when you apply that leave conditioner in the shower, you just saved yourself a step, period. Like, apply leave conditioner in the shower, period. Just do it. I'm telling you, try it. You will thank me later. Okay, there we go. Up next is your wash and go combo is trash. Yes, if your wash and go combo is a leave-in conditioner, a shea butter, an oil, a gel, another gel, a foam, twisted butter, you got too much going on. You got too much going on, and your hair is like, no, we don't like that. Less is more. I always recommend starting off with 3 products. Or 2. If you don't know what to do, start off with 2, a leave-in and a gel. That's easy. And then once you take it a step further, you can add that 3rd layer of gel, and your hair is like, yes. Or you can add that last layer of a foam or something. I don't know. Whatever you pick. But your combo needs to be fixed. You're using too much products on your hair, or not enough, or your combo's not working. If you see your hair is constantly flaking and you notice that the products are not, mixing together, switch it out. Or your hair is constantly dry and your hair is frizzing up, switch it out. One tip that I like to do is I like to, before I go in with the product, I will test it. I'll use the leave-in conditioner and the gel, and I would just mix it through my palm. And you will, if it's like a smooth like layer or whatever, then you know it's gonna pair good with your hair. But if it starts getting that like cottage cheese thickening up type of build, then you know it's not a good combination, because your hair, it's gonna do that same cottage cheese method in your hair. So why do that then? So just definitely testing out your products, see, and if it does complement each other as well. Up next is you are not sectioning your hair while you're doing your wash and goes. Now, my hair is short. I know, my hair is very short, and people be like, girl, it takes too much time, what you be doing? But let me tell you why it takes too much time, because I get in my hair. I don't just go. No, I get in there. I section my hair off front, back, side. I mean, I take my time because my hair is thick. And you need to do the same thing. Now, you might not have to have a lot of sectioning, but you want to at least have 4. At least 4. And then you can subsection in those 4 if you need to. But start off with 4 sections and see how your hair will like that. Because if you're just applying the gel like this, done, You ain't done nothing but the front of your hair and the back. You ain't defined none of the inside of the curls, especially if your hair is longer. Like, I feel like girls with longer hair can kind of get away with that, but like if your hair is short, you want to define everything. You want to define the back, the front, the side, the even the crown. It don't matter. Just make sure you section your hair off so you can get every product in there, because I can't stand when girls be all on YouTube just shaking their hair and I'm like, I'm done, this is my wash and go, and shake it out and then you're done. I'm like, girl, you ain't defined nothing but the front. But that ain't, to me, I don't like that look. That's just my personal opinion. I just don't like that look. I like for my curls to be defined the first day and they'll get big over time. That's just me. And if you like that look, that, you know, then that's each his own. But I'm just telling you what works for me and the tips that works for my wash and goes. So there we go. Yeah, your hair routine. Your hair routine is trash. So, yeah, if your hair routine, you need to make sure you are sectioning off right. If your hair routine requires you to section up the whole time, section up the whole time. It's okay. A wash day is a wash day for a reason. That's like facts. It's a wash day for a reason, period. Up next, you are not applying your styler to your roots. Now, I am a firm believer of gel. I love heavy duty gel on my hair because let me tell you, it lasts a long time. My hair maintenance does not take that long because all I gotta do is fluff and go, okay? If you just doing this, applying your hair like that, you ain't done nothing to the roots. Do you see how my roots are puffy right now? Yeah, see how this will be your day one if you don't apply your styler to your roots. What you want to do is get into your hair and smooth it all roots and down. That's how you get the best maximum wash and go, because first of all this is like cool and cute and defined, and then your hair is just frizzy and then defined. Frizzy, like that doesn't look good. That's not it. That's not it. So what's best to do is make sure you're, like you said, sectioning your hair off and taking that styler, whatever style you use it, and just painting it like it's like a perm, or like you're painting it with, like, you know, painting on an easel or some shit. Just paint, like, make sure you're painting that gel or that styler on your hair, and then like I said, and it will lay your roots down. I feel like it lays my roots down so good. It makes my wash and goes last longer because first of all, my roots got, you know, product on. And I'm not saying add the styler to your scalp, but I'm saying add it to your roots, getting it all through your hair. Because like for me, that's my problem. I have really problem with having puffy roots, and I have to apply gel to my roots. So that's something that I think works for me, you know. And up next is you are not using the right method. Now for me, I love using the shingling method. The shingling method work for me. I feel like the shingling method just works great for type 4 hair, because you are taking your time, you're smoothing your hair, you're smoothing it, you're taking each strand, you're shingling it through, and then you're just smoothing it through. And you're making your hair, you're giving your hair longevity. Like, that's another reason I like the shingling method. And you're defining each curl, like every piece of curl is defined. Now it takes a long time, but it works. Now if you don't like that, you can do the raking method, which is you taking your hands and you raking it through, or you can try the praying hands method, where you just take your hands and you just pray it. You just, you know, pray it through your hair, and it definitely does help with longevity too. But for me personally, I feel like that doesn't really give me the best definition, because I'm leaving out all of like the hair in the middle of my hair that's not being defined, just the sides. And like I said, there's the Demon, you know, brush method, the Felicia Wood method. There's all types of methods. Just do your research. Pick what method works for your hair. Now, if you know you don't like the Demon brush method, I hate the Demon brush method. That does not work for my hair. That Demon brush just tear my hair out. I just can't. I can't add no tools to my hair while I'm styling it, because it's a no-no. Only when I do twist outs though. I do the best definition when I do like a Felicia Leatherwood brush. I keep saying Felicia Led, but the Felicia Leatherwood brush, when I use that for my twist outs and when I'm doing my wash and goes, I don't use no products, like no tools, like at all, period. So just try just read your research. There's the shingling method, the praying method, the Demon brush, the raking, shingling, whatever method works, just, you know, do it. Keep sticking to it. But I do definitely recommend the shingling method, because that, to me, to me, that's just the more easiest. It's the helpful. It just helps. It just holds the curls in place. Like ain't nothing gonna break them curls when you do that shingling method. Like period. Period. And up next is your nighttime routine. So once you're done with your wash and go and you've done all those first steps, you need to make sure you're tying your hair right. Like people be like, girl, my hair looks good the first day and it looks a hot mess. Because first of all, you are not sleeping on a satin pillowcase. Now I am one to be sleep wild. I sleep very wild. But if that bonnet comes off or that scarf comes off, I got another layer of protection, which is my satin pillowcase. And then if your hair's short, try the pineapple method. Try the mini pineapples to preserve your curls. Now, I think it's important that you want to make sure your hair is dry before you go to bed, because it's not going to hold, if you're going to bed with soaking wet hair, it's not going to take the shape, it's not going to define anything. You're just going to go to bed with frizzy hair and you haven't took time to, to do that. So I think it's very important to make sure your nighttime routine is on point. Like, make sure you put your hair in pineapples, or if you got to braid your hair before you go to bed, or put a scarf on, whatever, do your edges before. Just make sure your nighttime routine looks good, because you don't want your wash and goes a little busted the next morning. Like you don't want to do your whole hair over again. That to me, ain't necessary. It's just a bad product. But just make sure your nighttime routine is on point, okay? And just kind of piggyback on that one is definitely make sure your hair is dry. I feel like the best method for my hair is definitely sitting under the hooded dryer, because like I said, when I sit under the hooded dryer, all those curls just freeze. It just freezes in place. Now it might not give me the volume, but with me being type 4, my hair is gonna have volume on its own. Like it's just gonna do that. But for me, I feel like sitting under a hooded dryer and not touching your hair. Do not put your hands through your hair. That's another thing. Don't put your hands through your hair while it's wet, because it's just going to get frizzy. It's going to look a hot mess. But I think it's very, very important is to make sure you find a good drying method. Like, I love the hooded dryer. I know some people do the wet plop. I don't think that works for my hair, because first of all, my hair is too short to do it. It just doesn't look right when I take my hair out of the wet plop. It makes my hair look all like sticky looking. And then there's a diffusing method. I don't diffuse my hair because one, it just takes too long, and then it doesn't really like give my hair the shape that I like. And then there's the air drying. I do air dry my hair sometimes when I don't feel like it's another dryer, but air drying and then sitting in the hooded dryer is like the best options for doing wash and go, because it just freezes your hair in place. Like, period. Ain't going nowhere. Hair, okay? And up next is that while you're doing your wash and go styling is your hair ain't wet enough. Now, I don't do my wash and goes in the shower, because first of all, I don't like to be in the shower that long. And I live in an apartment complex where the hot water goes out pretty fast. So I don't do my wash and goes in the shower, but I still get the same, I still get the same, results if I'm doing it in the shower or if I'm just doing it, sitting out here. But you need to make sure when you're doing your wash and go is that your hair is wet, because you get the most definition when your hair is wet. If you're just applying the gel on dry hair, you ain't define nothing but frizz. But frizz, honey. Like, I'm just being honest. You ain't define nothing but some frizz. So make sure you have a spray bottle on hand. And that's why I say it's really important to have that leave conditioner already through your hair, because it's already got that moisture locked and loaded. So when it's time for you to add that gel, your hair is still dripping wet. Your hair still feels soft and easily to get through. You can section it off. And it just makes the process so much easier instead of you ripping your hair out because you ain't leave conditioner on it and your hair ain't even wet. So make sure you have a spray bottle next to you, or just do your hair in the shower and just, do your wash and go. Okay, so last tip is you need to get a trim or you need to get a shape. Now, I need to get a trim, so I can't talk right now, but get a trim. Get a trim. If you have not had a trim in 6 months, go get a trim. Just get one. Just get one. Your hair needs it. Like your break. Like if your wash and goes, personally do have a lot of breakage, because first of all, you're defining your natural hair texture. And then when you're wearing it for more than a couple of days, you want to make sure that you're not I mean, first of all, you going outside, you're in an environment, or you know, you playing your hair. You know, it's a lot of manipulation to your wash and go. So it's important that you give yourself a trim anyways. The trim is important. Like, it's just important hands down. Like, that's just facts. And then finding a good shape. I feel like you have to have a shape that fits your face. Like, for me, I like my hair, like, it's growing out. All of a sudden, it's time for me to get my own shape. But I like my hair to be more big up top and then a little bit lower back here, because it just kind of frames my face a little bit. And lately, like I said, with us being in quarantine, it's kind of hard for me to do that. But like I said, I'm growing it out and I'm making it do, because like this piece up top is so much longer, it's so short than my back piece. So I always like to cut my back so my hair can grow faster up here. You know, because well, this my back of my hair grows faster than my top of my hair. So I like to cut the back of it so it can kind of just grow all at one point. But it always grows, the back always grows faster, especially this side. It always goes faster than this side. Whatever. I didn't change the way I sleep, but that's just me. I don't know why I just rambled just now, but that's that. But yeah, finding a good shape and a style. You know, just like I said, what frames your face. You know, like hairstylists, they really know what's good for your face structure. So if your face structure, you know, they like to do the heart shape, or the, you know, the diva cut, the roso cut, like all types of curly cuts. Just, it's important to get a nice shape. And when you go in there, you want to make sure you're doing a actual curly cut. You don't want to go in there with your hair blow dry, because if you wear your hair majority of the time curly, you don't want to go in with your hair blow dry and you're like, then you go back to curly and you're like, well, my hair looks wonky. So when you want to make sure you go in there with your hair already in its own natural state, a wash and go, and the stylist can cut your hair whatever shape you desire. Or if you need a trim, you know, she will know what's good for your, you know, your hair desire as well. So just really make sure you have that nice clean cut and that trim for your natural hair. And it's a bonus tip is definitely know your hair type. Know your hair type, your porosity, and your density. I think there's a lot of misunderstanding in the YouTube world, is that when you're watching girls that has a different hair type than you, you're like, oh, I can do that, but you know you can't, because your hair type is different. And you have to figure out what works good for your hair. Like, if your porosity is high, don't be using no oil in a gel and thinking that's gonna moisturize your hair. You need to figure out what's good for your high porosity or your low porosity or your normal porosity hair, and it will work good. Like, my hair is high porosity and it's very high dense. If your hair is not as dense, heavy gels might not be good for your hair, because it's just gonna weigh your curls down. Now, if you have high density hair like mine, I need heavy gels. I need heavy creams. I need heavy butters, because that works for my hair. Like, I have very dense hair. It might be very short, but it's thick. It's extremely thick. So just whatever works good for your natural hair. Like, you need to know what your natural hair, like, whatever, you need to know your hair. Just know your hair. If you know that you watching a girl with type 3 and you type 4, and you know that ain't gonna work for your routine, don't do that. Or if you know you type 3 and you watching a girl that's type 4C and it's not gonna work. I mean, I like watching other hair types just for the fun of it, but I know that that's not gonna work for my hair, because first of all, my hair type is different, my length is different, and my porosity is different. And even though, like, you find somebody that has the same hair type as you still want to take consideration that their hair is still different. You can have the same high porosity, you can have the same hair type, and your hair will still act different. So it's just important just to learn your hair and be patient. That's all this takes, is be patient, take your time with your wash and goes, and you'll be okay. Okay, you guys. That's enough talking. I haven't talked a lot today. So yeah, so if you like my tips on how to do your wash and goes, then please let me know if this worked, if this helped you. This definitely helped me in my process of doing my wash and goes. Obviously, this is not the best example, but if you see my other videos, you know my wash and goes be popping. Like, you know them wash and go. You know my hair be popping. Okay, so let's just leave it at that. Okay, but yeah. So if you enjoy these tips, you know, just let me know. Just comment down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Thank you guys for watching my video. I love you guys. Bye.